Welcome back, everybody, for another Factorio video. This is episode number 3 of our Bootstrap Your Base tutorial mini-series. So last episode, we set up sciences 3 and 4, the military science and the chemical science. We set up oil refining, obviously. And we got our construction robots up and running. They're now filling in our blueprints for us. We're working on worker robot speed 1 because they're real slow right now. We've got some radars, so we can take a look at the base real quick before we get to work here. We set up the oil drilling up here. We got a radar right there. We set up a very simple train to get the oil and bring it to our base, as well as the water. We are going to double up our power in just a minute because, well, we're close to capacity there. We're going to be filling in our ore patches here to get the most out of them as these blueprints get finished. And here is the oil refining we made. Here's the plastic. We made the red circuits. And we made this area, which is making for us red belts, which we're going to upgrade to eventually. And it's making roboports right here. Construction robots right here, which are getting directly inserted into a roboport. And then these two right here are for laser turrets. We researched that, so we need to stamp that down there so that they start getting made. And we can start having the robots make us a defensive perimeter. We're going to need a lot of power for that. All right, let's pick up some stuff before we start running around doing things. I'm going to need all these to set up another row. And actually, in the future, I'm going to want 80 at a time, I think, to set up a full system at once. I'm going to grab 50 of those. I think I've got enough of mostly everything else. How many of these do I have? 15. That's not quite enough. Let me put some of these back. I actually only need 20. Okay, I'll keep 21, whatever. All right, we've got that. I've got radars. Do I have radars? Yeah, no, I don't. But we're not automating that, I don't think, so I'll have to manually make that. Another thing I want to do is upgrade these from assembly machine 1s to assembly machine 2s. Otherwise, it's going to be a bottleneck. It's already technically a bottleneck because our iron plate smelting can't quite keep up because we've increased the demand on iron quite a bit in the last little bit. But we're going to deal with that because we're filling in these blueprints and we're going to increase the mining. Oh, one other thing. So these blueprints over here, they are getting powered by the small electric poles. We are not going to use them for anything else from here on out. And I want the robots to place those, so I need to place them somewhere that they can reach. So I'm going to put them in a storage box right there. Let's run down here. My car is over here. And I need to stamp down this blueprint to update the recipes here so we start making laser turrets. There we go. Okay, now they're going to start making laser turrets. I want to pick up some more roboports. Then we need to go find our car. And I definitely want them making more than 10 at a time. Let's just say make, I don't know, like 40. 4 stacks. That'll do. Now I've got a full stack of 10. We're going to be placing those around. My car's over here to the left. So the robots need to be able to reach all this stuff, so we're just going to start expanding our coverage. The construction robot range is the green outline, but you need to connect it basically with the orange outlines to have one consistent logistics network. All right, I'll put that right there. That's not a power pole. Do that. Okay. Another thing I want to do real quick, just a quick little tweak. I want to add a tank here for the oil and a tank for the water. I'm not going to be too concerned about optimizing throughput. It's more about having a little bit of a stockpile when the trains are not here. So I guess I could put this like right there. Okay, so now when the train goes off to get water or to get oil, we're not going to run out because we're going to start using more and more of our oil. To begin with, at least up until now, we weren't using as much because I built this whole thing, which is a bit overkill for this stage, but we'll need it later. But coming up, we're going to need more oil, so I'm going to just put a little bit of a stockpile there. And let's take a little stop every once in a while to fill in a roboport. Let's see, something like, as long as the lines are dotted, that's the main thing I care about. So I'll put this one, I guess once these power poles get filled in, it could be powered right there. So I'm going to do something like that. It's not powered yet, so maybe I'll give them a little bit of a helping hand. How far do we have to go to get to, I think just right here. Okay, is that powered now? Yes. Okay, we've extended our coverage. I can also add a light. There should be lights. I think there's lights in these blueprints. But you know what? The robots are not going to have access to our lights because I don't have that automated. So let's actually grab some stuff off the belt so we can make a few things. I need to make some radars and some lights, because I'm going to want to expand our radar coverage as well. So there's that. And then the lights, just make like that. Oh, I guess I pick up green circuits might speed things up. Okay, now make me some lights. And I'm going to drop some of the lights I already have in there so that the robots can use them. Pick up some more stuff. Oh, now I can make a lot. Okay, good. Make some more of those. Doesn't matter if it's not terribly fast because, well, I'm just going to be running around doing stuff anyway. Oh, and what about repair packs? I guess I can make a few of those. I don't remember if they're automated at this stage of the game or not, but I suppose I can make them by hand and also put them in a chest for the robots to use. And let's add another RoboPort before I forget about it over on this side. Or I suppose we can come back after there's more extensive power on this side. Could I put it, like, way up here? Ah, it's just barely not connected doing that. Okay, so I guess we will put it... We can do a similar thing, like what we did before. Like that. Put that there, and that'll be powered eventually. But first, I think we need to go fill in some power. Alright, so the power is doing a little bit better at the moment. All these blueprints have mostly been filled in. So, aside from me going back here and adding more smelting, we need to give the robots something to do. So let's go ahead and put in the next science blueprint. We are currently researching the ability to make blue circuits, which we're going to need for the sixth science, the yellow science. Let's grab our blueprint book, and let's just shift forward until we find one we haven't done. We've done that, we've done that. We've done red circuits and production. There we go. Science 3 and 4. Oh, no, we already did that. That's right there. And we're going to be using these. Blue circuits, we are going to plop down in just a second on the other side because it'll fit a little bit better. This guy, actually, I think I'm going to back it up to about there. And maybe over kind of like that should give us enough space. And the robots can't quite reach the whole thing. So I'll just make sure they'll eventually be able to make it. So I'm going to put a RoboPort here, which will eventually get powered. Let's make sure that this thing is going to get powered by connecting up something like that. And then some of these things are not automated yet because we only need a few of them, like these electric furnaces. So we need to make sure that we can do that. I've got enough to do 2. I just need a little bit more steel, I guess. And then 3 and 4, and that'll do it. Okay, good. And then we also want... Whoa! Robots to the rescue. Swarming. Awesome. Okay, so they did a little bit of it. Let me just take a glance and see if there's anything else they won't be able to do. I guess another thing we can do, we can run down here and start blowing up the forest and place in the blue circuits blueprint, which should be ready in just a bit. And then we need to start working on our wall blueprint. We're going to do something really simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. We don't need a ton of lasers. Laser turrets right at the beginning because the aliens aren't going to be attacking in full force, or at least they won't be evolved into their final form. So we can just have a fairly sparse little blueprint system. Let's just clear up a little bit of space here. All right, and here is our blue circuit blueprint, which we can't make yet, but they can go ahead and fill out. And while they're doing that, let's see, we can take a look at how many we've got. We've got 340. I think I want at least 500 robots. But then after that, there might just be a drain on resources. We'll probably shut off the production of construction robots. Let's clear out some of this, and I need to basically connect the dots so that all these belts that have the stuff that these new machines need will be able to get them. So I'm just going to fill in the bus up to about here. Well, it seems like after placing all those blueprints, we've run a bit low on belts, so I can't hook up those new blueprints we plopped down, the next sciences and the blue circuit area. So to keep the robots busy, let's set up a very simple wall blueprint that we can use to build a perimeter. I think we'll do, I don't know, like 5 of these. Doesn't really matter. It's not terribly important, just something simple. And we don't need a ton of laser turrets either, so I'm just going to do, I guess, 1 per medium power pole. We'll be fine for now. And then just provide a little bit of space like that. Run down to the side, and that's it. And then we're just going to paste those around and continue to provide roboports and stuff like that. So let's blueprint that. Just like that. And I guess we can put it on the bar right there. Is it in my inventory? Yeah, it is. Okay. Then I'll deconstruct it manually. We're not going to have power armor with personal roboports for a while because it's just too expensive. Until we're basically done bootstrapping, then we can make one. Let's pick all this up. And then we need to figure out where our perimeter needs to be. Actually, that's actually not a bad spot where that already was. So let's just say it's going to be here. Here is our new perimeter, and we need to make sure that they can actually reach that. Okay, so that's fine. We need to make sure that it will have power once it gets out there. And then I also want to expand our radar coverage. There we go. I'm going to put down basically just a bunch of these. As long as there's already existing coverage, then that's going to be pretty good. And we're going to do this for the top and the bottom, and then the sides, make a big box. All right, I think I've hooked everything up, or at least it's ready to be hooked up to get the blue circuits underway, as well as the next 2 sciences. I went ahead and merged green and red down here just because it was more convenient. So let's go ahead and modify that so we get the full belt going in. Actually, we need to stamp this down again so that we get the full blueprint. We need all the recipes. I guess it's probably, yeah, here it is. Okay, let's stamp this down, and then I'm going to have to change this again so the robots don't show up. There we go. Okay, let's just put some belts in here and pipes where we need pipes, belts where we need belts. Do that. That's supposed to be blue circuits, which we haven't started making yet, so we'll hook that up last, I guess. I guess I mistakenly hooked up green circuits at first, but then I moved it. I cut it off. All right, so there's that, and that, and that. It's going to be low-density structures here, which is a new ingredient for the yellow science. Energy weapon damage. I'm just beefing up our defenses a little bit, or, you know, our future defenses. I've built a decent amount of wall to the north. We're going to work on the wall to the south in just a minute. As soon as we get the blue circuits up and running... Oh, I need to stamp this blueprint again. Okay. And skadoosh. There we go. Stamped. Now we connect all the belts. We watch it work. Let's see. This needs to be connected there. It's not always possible to get a super straight connection, so we just bend it a little bit when we need to. There we are. Okay. So we are direct inserting red circuits. We're creating these locally instead of belting them over, and we're directly inserting them into the blue circuit production, not using an exact ratio. We would actually need fewer of these blue circuit guys if we were using an exact ratio. And belting in our red circuits, I just think it's simpler like this. I'm doing a similar thing for the red circuits, where we're using 1 copper coil assembler per 4 of these machines. When really, if you're trying to min-max for the ingredients coming in and out, you would use one of these machines for 6 of the red circuit assemblers. But since I prefer to do direct insertion when I can, because it does simplify things a bit. Then we're doing a ratio that is less than. It's not exact, but it's okay because we're doing direct insertion here. Are we getting the blue circuits? What are we missing? We just don't have enough green circuits. Okay, we just need to go around, and I'm assuming that we are missing... We're just not getting enough copper smelting. Yeah, we need to fill this up, and then we need to take an outpost. We also need to increase our iron. I just basically need to come in here and fill in all of this mining, and we're going to need another set of power pretty soon, so I'll go ahead and stamp down the blueprint, and then I just need to run over some radars. I guess we already have radars, but... They're going to need, what are they going to need? They're going to need roboports. Yeah, we need some roboports over here so that they can reach. Well, after riding around quite a bit and putting down the blueprints and the roboports and the radars, our envelopment, our defensive perimeter, it's almost done. Here's the current coverage. There's a little bit left to put in here. Looks like I forgot to add a radar right there. I have to go back and do that. There's the current roboport coverage, a little bit of gap here and there. I've added quite a bit of power, as you can see here. We're doing pretty good there. These ore patches have been pretty much filled out. And now what we need to do, we need to, aside from going to get mining outposts, we're probably going to add maybe this copper outpost right here when I get a moment. Besides that, what we need to be doing is starting to use Upgrade Planner. We've got a bunch of yellow belts around the base. We've got stone furnaces, and we've got still, in our green circuit area, we've got Assembly Machine 1, so I could run around and fix all that manually. But I think it's better if we do it by hand, so we're going to use this, the Upgrade Planner. This used to be a mod, which basically everybody used, and so the developers just added it to the game by default. You right-click on it. It does not explain at all. This is a feature in the game that does not tell you or explain whatsoever what it does or how to use it. So basically, we're just going to do this. You're going to put in the left column the thing you want to upgrade, and in the right column, the thing you want it to upgrade to, just like that. Then we can go like this, and this requires construction robots, by the way. So now we'll have little circles there that mean that these have been scheduled for upgrade. I think these might be the last Assembly Machine 1s in the base. And you can see that the copper is not getting down here to the end, even though we're only using Assembly Machine 1s. All these machines are going to speed up, which means the belts are going to do even a worse job. And these belts of green circuits, they're basically compressed anyway, almost. They're like 80% of the way there. And they are just not cutting it. They're not providing enough stuff to all the things we need. So we need to upgrade our belts as well. Let's find this guy. And we're going to tell him to upgrade certain yellow belts to red belts, certain underground belts to underground red belts, and certain splitters to the red splitters, just like that. Okay, and we're also going to tell him eventually to upgrade these furnaces to steel furnaces. We don't need to worry about that just yet. Now, this is going to take a lot of robot action. So I'm only going to do this a little bit at a time, just to make sure that they finish projects. Now that we're pretty much done with our defensive perimeter, we're going to, I guess we could just do the whole thing. We want this whole thing upgraded. There we go. All right, so they're going to do this whole thing. When they're done with this, we will continue working to upgrade certain stuff. And since we want these belts upgraded, we also want these splitters upgraded. And I guess we're going to need the belts leading back to the furnaces upgraded as well. So we'll do this, then we'll upgrade all of these balancers. And then also all of this. And maybe, tell you what, let's do just this much, and let's let them catch up, and then we'll keep upgrading. So it seems like the purple science is up and running. We're making bricks here to make furnaces, we're making railroads, we're making batteries, we're making the productivity modules, and all that's getting added to make the purple science. Yellow science is pretty much ready to go. We just got to hook up this right here, and then this should begin getting produced. And then the only thing left will be the space science, which we're still working on researching here. We have to finish productivity module 3s, which take purple. Then we can start on the silo and then the science, and then unlocks all the infinite stuff. The perimeter is, well, it's not done yet, but I've placed all the blueprints and it's close to being done. So now it's time to do more upgrades. All right, let's get back in the car. Let's head over here to our little early production area. And let's look at our upgrade planner. I think the robots have, yeah, they've finished everything I told them to do. So we also, in addition to this stuff that we're upgrading, we also want to upgrade our stone furnaces to steel furnaces. And I guess there's only one option for that, so it just automatically fills it in. And we're gonna upgrade, I guess, all of the copper at once. Then we'll upgrade all of the iron at once. And then we're gonna need more ore coming in. And I don't think, just from looking at it, I think, yeah, we needed to do this much. Just make sure all these belts get upgraded. If there's one little piece of yellow belt sitting there, it's going to be a bottleneck. And I think up to here we're okay. Mainly I want to provide for the green circuits. And then I also want, these should all be upgraded. Now that we've got the green circuits producing faster, and, well, as soon as we're producing them faster, we can't quite support it yet because we haven't upgraded all of our smelting. But we definitely need to increase the belt speed to get these guys down the line to be able to make the red circuits and the blue circuits and everything else they're needed for. So I'm just going to set all of the green circuits on the main bus to getting upgraded. I think all the little offshoots, we can keep those as normal yellow belts for now. It'll take the robots a while to do that. Okay, and here is the end of the bus. We got nothing left to do except for the space science stuff, the rocket silo, the rocket control units, and the rocket fuel, and the low density structures. We're going to need to put in areas for that. How is our power doing? Oh, power doing not so hot. Did we get attacked, or is it just everything? I guess we need to add more power. We do have space for it. Okay, so let's go ahead and just lay out some power. Here is our blueprint book. Let's find the steam power. There we go. All right, I guess we're going to set them in rows like this. And just, I need to, I guess we need to add space for the belts and also for the pipes. And we want, I guess we want the belts going up like that. We don't want it to run into anything. So something maybe like that. Concrete, finished researching. I think that's the last thing we were missing. Yeah, now we can research the rocket silo. The robots are busily at work trying to upgrade all the things. All of the green circuit belts have been upgraded, well, up to about here, I guess. So I guess not all of the green circuit belts, but the belts are backed up. Our science is producing. We've increased our power a lot. We've got a complete defensive perimeter around our entire base. I think this is enough space for the whole Bootstrap base. If not, we'll just move the wall out a little bit extra. Here's how much steam power we have from our coal power plants. Some of these still need to get filled in. The robots are almost done with that. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these double whatever blueprints. And I think that's probably going to be enough. We've got the purple and the yellow science going. Next time, we're obviously going to work on the rocket silo. We're going to set up all the stuff for that. We're going to do some more optimizations for the base, more upgrades. We're probably going to need to get some extra copper here once everything gets upgraded to red belts. I don't think it'll be able to keep up. But we will tackle that next time in part 4 of our Bootstrap tutorial mini-series. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time for the last part. Bye-bye.